It's not always easy to get everyone working together as a team, but when we do, the results can be truly staggering. There may be no I in team, but there are two I's in incredible, which is exactly what the following examples of teamwork happen to be. Let's take a look. Number 20. The last leg. At a train station in Perth, Australia, this man's journey turned into a nightmare after his leg became trapped between a train carriage and the platform edge. With the instruction of an ambulance crew, the gathering crowd quickly turned from bystanders to superheroes as they used combined strength to shift the weight of the train, giving the man just enough space to get free. I'm not sure which leg of the journey that was for the man in question, but at least he had a good excuse as to why he was late for work. Number 19. Pull me up. These US service members prove you can overcome any obstacle with the help of your friends. Literally. This squad climbs a wall using a shared structure of support so that each man's weight is held by at least two others. It's an impressive display of strength and manliness, even though it bears some similarity to a cheerleader pyramid. Those at the top of the wall play their part by helping to pull the others up. And for a finishing teamwork flourish, the ladder is inverted to get the last man standing over the wall. Number 18. The band. The term marching band usually conjures up images of spotty teens blasting on tubas and walking funny. This marching band from Ohio State University blows that image out of the water with their incredible tribute to famous Hollywood blockbuster movies. Watch as Superman stops a building falling and Harry Potter catches the snitch. Some poor chump gets eaten by a T-Rex to the cheers of the bloodthirsty crowd. Then we finish up with a pyrotechnic sea battle. This would be impressive enough if they were just moving in time to the music, but when you realize they're actually playing it at the same time, it's hard not to be impressed. This must have taken a lot of team training, and clearly I've got the wrong idea about what happens at band camp. Number 17. Construction coordination. Teamwork isn't just for entertainment though. As these construction workers prove, two groups work together throwing shovelfuls of earth to the next platform up, and then the next, each team moving perfectly in sync with the others. Who needs a winch or vertical trolley when you can just use a production line of coordinated shovel movements? Number 16. Sped up bread. That old saying about too many cooks spoiling the broth may be true, but just the right number of cooks can make for some seriously impressive teamwork. Watch in awe as these epic bakers perform a seemingly choreographed dance of dough. You can just about see the small movements the first chef makes to toss each piece of dough in a perfect arc, while the other two chefs use both hands to coordinate their movements for double time preparation. With speeds like this, these guys must be making some serious bread. Number 15. Human mural. In 2011, a group of Falun Gong practitioners in Taiwan decided to raise awareness for their faith by creating an image of Falun Gong's founder, Master Li Hongzhi. The level of teamwork required to achieve this was astonishing. The Falun Gong didn't just measure and plan every part of this huge image. Once the lines and shapes were ready, the demonstrators actually made themselves become the image, with the help of brightly colored clothing and some very snazzy hats. This demonstration turned Taipei's Freedom Square into a gorgeous human mural that celebrates a way of life that has a history of heavy persecution at the hands of the Chinese government. Number 14. Construction collaboration. There must be something about construction sites that gets people in the mood for creative teamwork. Check out these guys in Nepal using a hot potato toss to get heavy building materials up to the top of a roof. And why go and load up your own shovel when you can have a dedicated shovel loader to do the job and pass it along, like this crew in South Africa? Before you think this is a phenomenon restricted to less wealthy countries, take a moment to appreciate the skills of these US construction workers. They pass their poles along like it's the world's weirdest relay race, but it's still beautiful to see. Number 13. 100 men or more. Some of the best examples of teamwork can be seen in music, since a big orchestral number requires every person involved to know their part perfectly. Each player does something different, but has to come in exactly on time to make the music flow. This can be even more amazing when there are no instruments involved, like with this jaw-dropping a cappella rendition of Toto's Africa, performed by the Perpetuum Jazzil Choir. They start out by using body percussion to make the sounds of a storm. before moving into an epic choral version of the classic 80s anthem. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from that replay button. Number 12. Amish Barn Dance. It's always a pain when someone asks you to help them move house, especially when you arrive and discover that most of their boxes seem to be filled with useless books or cast iron kitchenware. But what if someone wanted you to actually move their house? Call the Amish, of course. With the help of the whole community, this platoon of awkwardly dressed Amish men managed to carry an entire barn from one side of a field to another using only the power of faith, muscle, and a fear of electronics. I hope you're lifting with your legs, Jebediah. Number 11. Dog chain. Few things make people happier than taking good care of their pets. It's that same urge that tells filmmakers to leave the dog alive, even in the most harrowing disaster movie, except I Am Legend. So when a group of passersby saw a dog in danger of drowning, one man leapt into action, scrambling into the fast-flowing river in order to lead the dog to the bank. The rest of the men then worked together to form a chain, an excellent display of teamwork which helped them lift the dog to safety. The feels are strong in this one. Number 10. Thai Cave Rescue. The eyes of the world were on Thailand back in 2018, when a team of boys and their coach were trapped by floods in Tam Luang Cave after an exploratory field trip. 2.5 miles of flooded tunnels separated them from the cave entrance, and it looked like they were done for. But thanks to some international scale teamwork coordinated by Thai officials, the wild boar soccer team were finally rescued. 10,000 people participated in the operation, including 2,000 soldiers, 200 divers, and representatives from 100 government agencies. Thai Navy SEALs, specialized British divers, and experts from Australia, China, Laos, Myanmar, and the United States all took part in this rare example of a worldwide team effort that actually paid off. Number 9. Formidable FUTSAL. Well-coordinated feats of sporting genius can be both hilarious and beautiful. The players on this futsal team pass the ball with such ease it's almost as if they're telepathically linked. Their effortless teamwork soon leads to a thunderous strike that leaves the opposition goalie with no chance whatsoever. This team uses teamwork trickery to imitate what looks like an error. In fact, it's a great example of devious premeditation. The first player pretends to trip and fall, knocking the ball across the floor with his head. His teammate then takes full advantage of the confusing situation and blasts the ball into the back of the net. I guess that's one way to score. Number 8. Paddle faster. The Valam Kali, or the Snake Boat Race, is held annually in Kerala, India, and it proves that teamwork in sports has been around for a really long time. The race is a 650-year-old tradition where teams compete for the coveted Nehru Trophy. Each rower needs to move perfectly in time with their multiple shipmates, and the result is some seriously impressive speed. Though it has to be said, with all those paddles in the water, the boats look more like millipedes than they do snakes. Number 7. Split-second pit stop. Flat tire on the side of the highway? Better call in late to work, cause you'll be there for a while. Unless, of course, you have a world-ranking pit crew ready to jump in and help. This highly trained pit team manages to strip the tires off a Ferrari and replace them with new ones in the space of a single second, which happens to be quite a long time in Formula 1 terms. This crew's swift teamwork is almost enough to make the car look sluggish in comparison. Number 6. Crowd control. As all city dwellers know, walking carelessly in a crowd is a good way to get your toes stepped on.
Step on my damn toe. My toe.
Not for these sports science students in Japan, however. After showing the rest of us mere mortals how to perfectly intersect two large groups at high speeds, the students then take it up a notch and perform the exact same move in reverse. Their next trick involves precisely coordinated shape formation, which requires mind-blowing levels of synchronization. All this without wrinkling their suits. Number 5. Sinking hoops. Professional sports teams may know more than most about the level of teamwork required to succeed. The Phoenix Suns basketball team demonstrates an almost supernatural example of this with a magnificent fast break in their game against the Portland Trail Blazers. As ball possession changes hands, every player for the Phoenix Suns starts his run at exactly the same time, and even in the same body position. This quickly leads to a handoff and a commanding dunk that leaves the other team unsure of what exactly happened. Number 4. Go for the juggler. If you want to learn to juggle but you think it'll be too difficult, you should probably look away now. In this video, you can see 3 expert jugglers breaking all previously set trio juggling records with apparent ease. This likely took thousands of hours of team practice, and the result is an astonishing display that is as beautiful as it is impressive. Look at those rings! Is it just me, or is anyone else getting Sonic the Hedgehog flashbacks? Number 3. Flashy mobsters. Over the last decade, flash mobs have grown considerably in popularity. T-Mobile's infamous advert from 2009 started a Mexican wave of flash mobs worldwide, though many commenters agree that this one is still the definitive best. The work that goes into one of these complex performances is all worth it in my opinion. Take this flash mob in Heathrow Airport, London, where passengers and staff were surprised at the arrivals gate with perfectly delivered pop remixes and hilarious moves from the dance team. After just a few performers start off the flash mob, more and more join in until they've filled the arrivals hall with song. The effect is warm enough to melt the ice around even the coldest heart. Number 2. Chilean mining disaster. Another example of life-saving teamwork can be found in the remarkable rescue of the Chilean miners who became trapped underground in 2010. At first, the entire operation seemed hopeless, and not one expert considered their rescue a possibility. Thankfully, teams of engineers, geologists, drilling specialists, and more came together from different organizations, sectors, and nations to work on the immensely challenging technical problem of locating and extracting the trapped miners. The international community also rallied, and support came from all over the world to keep the rescue effort going. After 2.5 months of international teamwork, the miners were freed and were able to return home to their families. Number 1. Human pixels. In this scintillating example from North Korea, you can see exactly what it would be like if you didn't have 4K TV technology, so instead decided to replace every pixel with a human being holding a piece of colored paper. It's not the most efficient way to view a motion picture, but hey, this is communism. Every single one of the thousands of people seated at the Arirang Mass Games North Korea took part, willingly or otherwise, in forming this collective mass of human pixels. The different colors were bound into large books, the pages of which were turned in unison to form the next image. The North Koreans used this incredible teamwork to form cheerful artistic displays, such as depictions of soldiers about to assassinate political dissidents on a snowy mountain. Communist patriotism in motion. So, which of these examples do you think required the most teamwork? And do you think any of those human pixels got paid? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.